Hey there, Tommy Kissinger, founder and owner of Go Bearded Beard Products Company, also a community and a brotherhood for the bearded. Thank you so much for joining me and being a part of this video, being a part of this channel, being a part of this beard products company, being a part of the movement. And I wanted to do a video here to tell you about my love for the mountains, more specifically the Rocky Mountains and the state of Colorado. But before we get into that, I would just like to ask you if you'd please consider hitting that like button, smashing that thumbs up button. And if you're watching the videos, if you'd please consider subscribing to the channel. It would greatly help us to grow the channel, and we just want you to be a part of it. So as I think about going forward with Go Bearded, this beard products company, also a community and a brotherhood for the bearded, I think about how big the mountains play a part in all of this. And to just give you a little bit of backstory on me, I've been married for 27 years. So 27 years ago, I went on my honeymoon to the state of Colorado. And we went to Durango because my wife's aunt lives in Durango. So we went there, had a great time. I was blown away by the mountains. I remember getting there, driving around, chill bumps on the arms, and we just had a great time. And so we came back from that, got into life. I took a position in the building industry, in vinyl siding, windows, doors, things of that nature. Got busy having kids, raising the kids, doing life, having the career, and really didn't go back to Colorado for a long time. So about 3 years ago, we took a trip to Colorado. And more specifically, we took a trip to the Breckenridge area. We had been told by some friends how cool it was to go to Breckenridge, all that there was to do. So we set up this big, cool trip to go to the Breckenridge area. We flew into Denver, stayed a night there, went to the Great American Beer Fest, and then after that went on into Breckenridge. When we took the drive from Denver to Breckenridge, I was just blown away. Man, I mean to tell you, goosebumps on top of goosebumps. Driving through the mountains, every time you take a turn, there's another scene that slaps you in the face. And I was just in love at first sight. I was like, oh my God, where have you been all these years, Colorado? But I'm back here now looking at you. So went to Colorado there in the Breckenridge area, spent about 5 days there. We did a bike tour through this place called Ridden. They're called Ridden Bike Tours. They take you through the town of Breckenridge, tell you all the history, and then you end up at a local brewery called Broken Compass. And I've got that shirt on right now, one of their shirts at Broken Compass. And then they take you by the local distillery, the Breckenridge Distillery. Had a great time there. And so we did some other things while we were in town, did some driving, some sightseeing. We did horseback riding, just visited the local breweries, restaurants, just had a phenomenal time. We stayed at the local bed and breakfast, the Fireside Inn. Would really recommend that if you ever go to the town of Breckenridge. So that set the scene for me to fall in love again with Breckenridge, with Colorado, with the views of the Rocky Mountains. So then I proceeded over the next 3 years. We went about 5 times in 3 years, more specifically to the Breckenridge area, but not to just that, but to some other places in Colorado. So as I continued to go back, I found out about the great craze over there in the state of Colorado, climbing or hiking 14ers. What's a 14er? It's a 14,000 foot mountain, at least 14,000 foot or above. Come to find out, there's 58 of them in the state. So I set my sights on the very first one that I wanted to climb, which was Quandary Peak. So made friends with some of the local people, asked them if they'd take me up Quandary Peak. So we had set the trip to go back and hike all the way up to the top of Quandary Peak. We trained really hard for it, brought back a group of people, got to the top of Quandary Peak. At the time I went, it was 14,265 feet. Just caused me to fall in love all the more with this state of Colorado, the Rocky Mountains, the scenery, all that went with it. So as we continued to go back, I put a trip together, a two-part trip, to bring a group of guys with me. And so we decided to go back. The first part of the trip was going to be in the Durango area, and then we would go to Lake City. The second part of the trip, we'd fly into Denver and then go to the Breckenridge area. So we set our sights on a few more 14ers. We ended up doing Red Cloud and Sunshine in the Lake City area. And then when we went back to the Breckenridge area, we did Quandary Peak again, and we also did Mount Elbert. Really proud about Mount Elbert, second tallest spot in the lower 48 states. And I just want to invite those of you, my bearded brothers, to visit this state of Colorado if you have not. You will fall in love with the Rocky Mountains. They call it Rocky Mountain High, like John Denver said. And for me, I was born in the summer of my 46th year, going home to a place I'd never been before. And you go there, man, you find the key to every door, just like John Denver said. And it has so inspired me, so set me on fire to fall in love with this great state of Colorado. And it just gives you something to really look forward to train for if you're going to hike these 14ers. And there's all kind of groups out there that you can join. Colorado 14ers, Facebook groups, and all that kind of stuff. So just wanted to present that to you, my bearded brothers, my love for the state of Colorado, for the Rocky Mountains, for hiking and climbing these 14ers, these 14,000-foot mountains. As I've said, so now I've done Quandary Peak, Red Cloud, Sunshine, and Mount Elbert. And of course, I've done Quandary Peak two times. Two times we've done that one. So it was a massive part in inspiring me to grow the beard out long, because we had the beard challenge. And all the guys that went on this last trip, we all grew the beards out big. When I came back from this last trip, I was so pumped up, went all the way into researching all things beard related, and we started Go Bearded. And so just so excited to have you, my brothers, to be a part of this. I wanted you to know my love and background associated with the state of Colorado and the Rocky Mountains and these 14ers. Just want to invite y'all to be a part of it. As I said, please like this video and please subscribe to the channel. This is a big part of our story and our brand going forward. Go Bearded. It's the call to go, to ascend, go to the Rocky Mountains, explore everything that's there, and get to the top of these 14ers. It is something that you will just cherish for your whole life. Great, tremendous experience.